Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another exciting episode of What Is It? Our Life This Is. So I just wanted to, this is like a prepper video. Um, um, now, firearms wise, this is a firearms prepper video. Firearms wise, the only other necessity that we have to do is get my wife, preferably a 9mm handgun. Then we're okay. I mean, then we're better than we are now. We both have a handgun, and we both have a rifle, a semi-auto rifle, and then we have the bolt action, which we use for longer range and heavier firepower. It would be nice if we could also eventually get a 12 gauge pump or 12 gauge semi-auto. Actually, I think it's cheaper than dirt. Let me see, I got an email. Yeah, cheaper than dirt. They have a 12 gauge tactical um, with the pistol grip, and it has a removable stock. Uh, but it's $2.99. We don't actually need something like that. It's Mossberg 500 tactical pump, 12 gauge, 20-inch barrel, 7 rounds. Um, but that's $300. We really can't go like with $300. Um, but a 12 gauge, I mean a 9mm would be the, before any other firearm, it would be a 9mm. That way my wife has a pistol and I have a pistol. Although my wife can use the 40, it's not like she can't use it. She can use it. Um, it's just the way it's set up. The things are set up right now. It's on the Alice gear, and the Alice gear is set up for me to wear. I don't know if she could even put the Alice gear on. It's kind of heavy. Um, so we'd have to get her. We probably would not. Um, I don't think we would get her Alice gear. I think we would get her LBV or something like that. 'Cause we're working. Another thing we're working on are bug out bags. We're working on our bug out bags, and you can get things from the dollar store cheaper than Walmart or Target or places like that. Like body wipes, baby wipes, whatever. It's you want to and they have different names. It's all pretty much the same. That you can clean yourself with. Um, and then like this came from Target. It was in the dollar section. I don't have batteries in it yet, but they, this is only $1. There's actually a, and so um, but what I was hoping to do next month is to, I have a Amazon cart, and hopefully I can go ahead and order that, and that will pretty much cover a lot of what a lot of some of the more basic things like shelter. We need to run over to the hardware store and get a reflective insulator that you'd use on like a hot water heater, and we'd get, I think it was 11 feet, and then we would cut it ourselves. So we both have one, and we both have sleeping bags. We both have, now the sleeping bags that we have for us in wintertime would definitely have to have shelter and some other things, but would be able to survive. But I could probably carry more weight than my wife. At least I could carry it more comfortably. Um, but we also have to work on pet bug out bags. Yes, pet bug out bags. Lucky can carry some things on his back. We can get him one of those. It's like a saddle bag that you put over him, and you can put food and stuff in there. You know, where we live, water-wise, you wouldn't have to worry too much because there's plenty of it, and it's potable, so you can
But
drink it.
cats don't carry a bug out bag.
Yeah, the cats don't carry a bug-out bag, which means we'd have to carry that.
They carry their claws.
Yeah.
Their tail, but hey,
Yeah. And John will walk on a leash, so the other two we haven't tried on leashes yet.
we haven't even tried with a harness yet.
Yeah, and especially Maggie, that might be
Battle getting it on her.
yeah. She didn't like the collar. She took the collar off. We don't even know where he is.
It's probably under the bed.
Yeah,
That's what we figured.
yeah,
It's probably hiding under the bed.
yeah,
But I doubt if she'd be able to get out of the harness once we got it on her to fit her.
yeah. I think you're right.
I don't think she'd be able to squirm out of it, you know.
So
She may not appreciate it, but
well,
might be cussing us.
so next month the Amazon order, which would basically take care of
If cats could talk,
yeah.
we'd really find out something, wouldn't we?
Yeah, and this little girl right here, she was like all lovey-dovey last night and this morning. This is Socks. Say hello, Socks. Socks, can you say hello? Oh, she's warm. She's also very silky. But
Her brother, he loves to go outside and sit under the car in the snow.
yeah, and he'll walk on the leash, you know. But he always
He's
wants.
getting there.
Yeah, he wants to get under things. But
He gets the sense of protection.
and so we would get the Amazon order, which would cover. It's not like it's a huge number of things, but what's on there would take care of a lot of things. Like there's a tactical tomahawk. Tactical tomahawk. There's firewood. There's self-defense. There's breaching, like breaching doors, breaching windows, things like that. So hopefully I can get the Amazon order next month, and then the month after that get some ammo, and then maybe the month after that get my wife a pistol. And one company was selling Hi-Point 9mm with a holster. I just don't remember what company that was. But it's a special. You don't always get that deal. And what we have is a Hi-Point 40. I don't know. I mean, I would rather get my wife something other than a Hi-Point because it's very bulky. It's very big. I like that. I like that about the Hi-Points, but I want my wife to be able to comfortably hold the pistol.
If I shoot myself in the foot, it's not going to be any help.
Yeah, yeah. So I want her to be able to handle it without any issues. And you know, eventually it would be nice to get a 12 gauge and a 308 semi-auto and a 308 bolt action with optics and a 50 or 54 caliber flintlock kit. They had a kit at Dick's Sporting Goods, but it wasn't a flintlock. It was a muzzle loader. But you know, muzzle loading flintlock would be nice because that way you don't even have to have black powder. There are a lot of things you can use to use as an accelerant or whatever. But let's see. Because of the kit, because of my wife's bug out bag, there are certain things we don't have to buy, like extra canteens for her because she has the
It has a water pack in it.
yeah, she has the bladder, which is like 2 or 3 liters. I think it may be 3.5. And it'd be more comfortable for her to carry the way the pack is. So you know that right there, we don't have to buy extra canteens. Although I would like to have you know, a Camelback type setting, but I don't need that because I have the canteens. They had an LBV over at what used to be the Red
One of the
Shed.
resale stores in town.
Yeah,
The junk stores, as I call them.
yeah, they're junk stores. And but I don't know if they even have it anymore. I don't know how much it costs. I didn't even look at the price. We also have a bow, but we need to get arrows for it. Because a bow, look, the 22 is going to make some noise, but not a lot. So that's right there. You can hunt with it if you're pretty sure there's nobody around. Otherwise, you would use the BB gun or and it depends on the size of whatever you're hunting. If you're hunting chipmunks, you'd want to go with the BB gun, not the bow, not the 22. Depending on the size of the rats, like if you have New York City rats, you might not even want to use the 22. You might want to use something higher than that, like the AR. Actually, those New York City rats, you could probably use a Mosin on them. I've heard some stories about those things. But
little cats, huh?
yeah. So you know, so we have plenty of BBs. I mean, my gosh, I don't even know where the thing is right now.
I think it was under your chair last I seen it.
Well, we have plenty of BBs. We don't have to worry about that. My gosh, we bought a container like that. We can't see.
What were they, like $10?
Yeah, for that big old thing, and there must be over 1,000 of them in there. Another thing that people might not think of with a BB gun is it's a distractant. If you can get close enough and you're sufficiently camouflaged, you can fire off a round and hit somebody. It's not going to hurt them. They're going to feel it, and they're going to be looking around like, what was that? You know, what was that? And then you would attack from another angle. So, or if you need to move, you could fire off a round with a BB gun, hit them. Again, it's not going to hurt them, but they're going to feel it, depending on where you hit them. I mean, if they're wearing body armor, they may not feel it.
Just hit them on the butt.
Yeah.
Get their attention.
You know, and then like fire off the BB, and then so they're looking over here, so you can take. They're looking over here, so you can, and you're over there, and you can move because they're not looking at you. So there are things you can do with a BB gun, people, and you can hunt chipmunks and squirrels and birds, and nobody's going to be any the wiser that you were around there. The meerkats. Now I'd say the 22 for the meerkats. We haven't actually seen the meerkats, but we've heard them. They're nasty sounding critters. Bear and moose, we would use the Mosin. Deer, you could use the Mosin. If you absolutely had to, you could use the AR, and if you absolutely had to, you could fill it up with the 22, but you'd have to really fill it up. Yeah. And another thing with the 22 is we're going to have to get my wife more magazines, because one magazine ain't going to cut it, because if you have to what is it, like 10 rounds, and you use those 10 rounds pretty fast in a semi-auto, and you only have one magazine, 10 rounds are gone, then what do you do? If you're in a critical situation, you don't have time to reload the one magazine, so you need multiple magazines. Magazines aren't that expensive. You have to make sure it's a magazine that will work with the gun, and 22 ammo is pretty cheap, thankfully. So we can buy my wife several magazines, and she can just obliterate somebody, believe it or not, with a 22. But anyway, so we shall see what we shall do. But be safe out there, everybody.